For years, I was surrounded by people who were supposed to love and support me, but instead, they conspired against me. They failed to see the good in me, even when I saw the potential in them. I wanted to help them grow, to show them a better way, but they were too blinded by their own insecurities and selfishness to listen. If only they had matured enough to earn their place in what was to come, things might have been different. But instead, I was lied to, betrayed, cheated on, stolen from, and even poisoned. I became the victim of spells and manipulation, all while those who claimed to care for me formed groups to come against me. They tried to destroy me, but ironically, their efforts only revealed their own weakness. The minute I walked away, everything they had built began to crumble. They failed miserably because their foundation was built on lies, curses, and injustice, the marriage that was never a home. I was married for over 20 years, and while that union gave me two wonderful children, it was never a true partnership. The only thing that held us together was the love for our kids. I never felt at home in that relationship. Instead, I was robbed, betrayed, smeared, and left to burn alone. The injustices I faced were unimaginable. Parental alienation. My children were turned against me. Legal manipulation, fake death certificates, forged DNA tests, and court battles designed to break me. Stolen assets. Everything I worked for was taken from me. Identity theft. My name was used to marry a third party. Fabricated evidence. Fake messages, recordings, and profiles were created to smear my name. Stalking and harassment. People were chased and manipulated to spread lies about me. Lost opportunities. Job offers were stolen, and my professional reputation was destroyed. They even created fake dating profiles, posted private images, and used conversations against me. It felt like there was no end to the evil I was facing. Divine intervention. But then, God stepped in. When I thought I had reached my breaking point, divine justice prevailed. Those who had wronged me began to face the consequences of their actions. Sickness, death, and their own spells returned to them. It wasn't about revenge, it was about justice. I realized that I had been operating from a place of hope, believing I could change people for the better. But in the end, I learned that you can't change someone who doesn't want to change. I had to let go and leave it to God. One of the most painful experiences was the betrayal by someone I trusted deeply, a girlfriend who stayed with me for almost a year. Little did I know, she had been bribed and turned into a handler by my ex-wife and her allies. Her role was to monitor my every move, report back on my progress, and ensure I remained stuck in their web of manipulation. Stolen privacy. My emails were hacked, my money was stolen, and my laptops and phones were secretly accessed. Screenshots of my private conversations and activities were sent back to my ex-wife, who used them to further her agenda. Emotional exploitation. This woman, who I thought cared for me, was being paid large sums of money to break my heart and leave me in pain. She played her role. She played her role perfectly, leaving me devastated and in debt. This level of betrayal cuts deep. It's not just about the money or the privacy, it's about the emotional toll of realizing someone you trusted was working against you all along. Someone you've helped grow, taught skills, educated and nourished her brain. Someone who you had to dim your light for her to trust in life again. Someone who had to walk in the wrong ways to survive and had to encounter the lowest of the lows in return to paying her room rental and put food on her table. Someone who accumulated so much debts for being out of job and you had to help her by paying off her freedom and fly out of the country to live in with you. Someone who you helped turn from street quality to potentially wifey material. Someone who took advantage of your divine energy to rebirth and lost ego and then thought of backstabbing you. The false allegations. A daughter's pain. The cruelty didn't stop there. My ex-wife went as far as forcing her own daughter to file false allegations against me, claiming I had molested her. This was a calculated move to paint me as untrustworthy and unfit. But here's the truth. Despite these allegations, my adult daughter chose to live with me for almost 4 months. Would a molester be trusted by his own daughter? Her actions speak louder than their lies. To a point where her mother didn't allow her 10 minutes of her time to bond with her father after 5 years of being apart. Instead forced her to add drama to the daily life that one day I had to stand firm and send my daughter back to France. Yes, it was painful, but then again, she failed to stand in her authenticity. The real victims, my children, have been caught in the crossfire of this manipulation. They've been used as pawns in a game designed to destroy me, and that's perhaps the most heartbreaking part of all. Theft and corruption, a system designed to destroy. The injustices I face go beyond personal betrayal. They extend into a corrupt system that has allowed my ex-wife and her allies to thrive. Stolen properties. My properties have been unlawfully taken, and a fake death certificate was created to gain access to inheritance funds and trust accounts. Corrupt allies. Judges, lawyers, doctors, and even law enforcement officials have been bribed and manipulated to support this evil plan. They've been paid with my stolen money, and their actions have left me fighting an uphill battle for justice. The curse on evil. Every corrupt cop, judge, lawyer, and doctor who participated in this plan will be cursed. Their ill-gotten gains will turn to dust, and their lives will unravel as a result of their own greed and malice. Restoration. Just as they sought to destroy me, God will restore what was taken. The properties, the trust funds, and the inheritance that were stolen will be returned. The truth will come to light, and my name will be cleared. A message to those who hurt me, to my ex-wife and her allies. Your lies, manipulation, and cruelty have caused immense pain, but they will not define my future. You may have thought you could break me, but you've only made me stronger. Your actions have exposed your true character, and now it's only a matter of time before divine justice catches up to you. To the corrupt officials who enabled this evil, your greed and willingness to exploit the system will not go unpunished. The curses you've brought upon yourselves will follow you until you make amends. My resilience and hope. Despite everything, I refuse to let this pain define me. I will not compromise. I expect nothing but full justice and judgment that is fair. I've learned that true strength comes from enduring the worst and still choosing to rise. My faith in God has been my anchor, and I know that He will bring justice to the unjust. To anyone reading this who has faced similar betrayal, you are not alone. Your pain is valid, and your strength is greater than you realize. Trust that justice will prevail, and focus on rebuilding your life with integrity and love. A new beginning. Today, I stand stronger than ever. I've rebuilt my life not out of curses or revenge, but out of a desire for justice and peace. My journey has taught me that no matter how dark things seem, there is always light at the end of the tunnel. To anyone going through something similar, know this: you are not alone. Your pain is valid, and your strength is greater than you realize. Leave the unjust to God, and focus on building a life filled with love, respect, and authenticity. Closing. The strength of an empath. If you are still watching up to this point here, you might think I'm weak, naive, and easy to manipulate. But in reality, an empath is someone who is extremely strong. Yes, we endure pain, not just our own, but the pain of seeing others fail to believe in themselves. The pain of watching them waste their potential on hatred and manipulation. The truth is, the greatest pain for an empath is seeing the oppressor miss the opportunity to change, to grow, to become a better person. Imagine all the energy they spent on lies, betrayal, and cruelty. What could they have achieved if they had chosen to do the right thing? The grass is only greener where you water it, not outside. Instead of pouring their energy into destruction, they could have nurtured growth, love, and authenticity. But they chose otherwise, and now they must live with the consequences of their actions. As for me, I choose to keep watering my own garden. I choose to rise above the pain, to rebuild, and to thrive. Because in the end, the strength of an empath lies not in revenge, but in the ability to love, to hope, and to believe in a better tomorrow even when others have done their worst.